Welcome back, everybody. In the kitchen with Amanda Cupcake. She is known for her wonderful over-the-top cupcakes. You name a flavor, she'll come up with one. She'll be happy to bake for you for a party, wedding, whatever. Great to see you.
It's good to be back again.
You bet. Well, this is really fun because a bacon and cheese cupcake, the first thing when I heard that, I was like, that doesn't sound very good. But then I'm starting to get it. It's more of, like it would go great with, soup or stew, or it's more of a savory, more of a biscuit type of thing.
Right. I call it a man cake because it's got the bacon, of course, and it kind of caters more to the person that can't handle the sweet as much as the savory. So I combine the sweet and the savory in one cupcake.
That sounds fantastic. So yeah, don't think chocolate cupcake, although she's going to do that a little later on. This is totally different, more like a scone, a biscuit, and you've probably heard of cheddar scones, so same type of thing. So we're going to start with the bacon, and you're doing something special with that.
Yeah, actually I bake the bacon in the cupcake, but the first thing that I do is candy it to give it a little bit of that cupcakey sweetness.
Okay.
So I sprinkle brown sugar on it. It's about a 1/3 cup that you would use, and you can kind of brush it. Either if you have a brush, you can brush it over, or just use your hands.
And I noticed you lined the baking sheet with foil, which is smart because she's going to be cleaning up, but you don't want to be, that'll be a sticky mess.
Exactly.
Spread the bacon out, so that looks like about a pound or?
It's a pound of bacon, exactly a pound that you bake in this cupcake. And then you leave about a 1/2 pound out for the garnish on top of the cupcake.
Okay.
So this is just for the inside of the bacon, but you could also I bake it in the oven at 400 degrees instead of frying it.
About how long does it take?
And it takes about, I would say 20 minutes or so, but you keep checking on it because you don't want it to overcook, especially with the brown sugar. It crystallizes and burns a lot easier.
Okay.
So
I bet the house smells so good when you're doing this.
I was baking it yesterday, getting ready, and I was so hungry.
Yeah, nothing better than that. There's that for your hands if you want. So here it is, already done, and then I see that you made it. Amanda loves her disco dusk, and I do too. So put a little sparkle onto that bacon, and that's just basically comes in a little, you can get it at cake decorating stores, and it's just edible glitter, basically.
Yep, it's edible glitter, and it's called glitterized bacon. And so this is what it'll look like when it comes out of the oven and it's cooled, and it has a little bit harder texture than normal bacon because it's got that candy to it. And you just kind of crumble it up.
Okay.
You can make a big mess on your plate and just crumble it up in pieces.
And some's going to go in the cupcakes and some's going to go on top. Okay. All right, so you get the idea. You make a big bacon mess.
Yes.
And people are so into bacon these days.
They are. Really, it's a huge trend.
Yeah, it is, and it's not going anywhere, I don't think.
I don't think so either. It's like a comfort thing,
it really is. All right, so now we're going to start working on the actual recipe for the cupcake, don't think cupcake though, people. Stick with us here. It's more like a biscuit. So, all right, we're starting to, you want our wet ingredients in first, or does it matter?
So normally I separate out the ingredients. So so I put in 2 eggs. Okay. And a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil.
Okay.
And there's no sugar in this.
Okay.
There's also, you'll want to put in the milk, which is 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
There's really basic ingredients in this, honestly. So you put in the 2 cups of milk.
Okay.
And then you want to start mixing that together.
Okay. You know what I like about this is, like you said, I love recipes where you don't really maybe have to run out of the store. You probably have some bacon around, you've got some
you can
shredded
just kind
cheese.
of throw it all together.
Yeah.
And then to man cake this up, you put in 4 cups of flour, which is in this bowl right here.
Okay, just regular all-purpose flour?
Yep, just regular all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And then you add a little spiciness to it. You want to put a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt.
Okay.
And a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of baking powder, so it'll get all puffy and rise. And then you mix it all together. And it'll be a thicker, more gooey texture than a regular cupcake batter, so don't let that alarm you.
Okay, that's how it's supposed to be.
It should be that way.
Got it. So we're using muffin tin though, and we're using our liner, right?
Yes, and so at the very end here.
Now, it probably it came together very, very quickly. Is that what we're looking for?
That is what we're looking for.
Okay.
And then you just 2 cups of shredded cheese.
Okay.
Makes it nice and cheesy. and your pound of bacon.
Wow.
You want to fold into it.
All of it, or should we save some for the
I
garnish?
have some to the side already, so you can just put the whole thing in there, and
my
it makes
goodness.
it really meaty.
It smells so good.
And you know me, I do everything in excess. So I mean, you could put less bacon in, but I don't know, more bacon is better, right?
Now, for people who are wanting to find your cupcakes, where can people buy them?
Well, I have this place. It's called the Cupcake Mansion in New London. It's where I make all my cupcakes, but I also sell them now at Woodman's in Appleton.
Wow.
That's my big spot is Appleton, but also here in Green Bay.
Okay.
That's my biggest venture lately. So, and they can contact me through my Facebook fan page, or just Google Amanda Cupcake.
If you want to do a special order or something like that. Okay, so now we've got our cupcake liners over here, and you just scoop them in just like you would.
Yep, you use a scoop.
Bake time is about what?
Bake time is about 22 to 25 minutes, and you don't want to overbake these because they dry out easily. I always fill them up pretty high because then they puff up really nicely.
Okay, so you get the idea. We keep going.
Yep.
And the oven temperature is?
I bake them at 325 just to make sure they don't overbake.
Okay, all right.
Some people might bake them at 400, you know, typical muffin temperature, but mine's 325.
Okay,
so.
325. So here they come, and they are very dense and cakey. No sugar in these, except for the bacon, you know, the sugared bacon, candied bacon. But this is optional. Now they're going to be wonderful warm out of the oven like this, with soups and stews and things like that.
Yep.
But this would be a fun way to kind of, if you wanted them to make them look like cupcakes, tell us what kind of frosting are we using?
So to turn this into an Amanda Cupcake, I add cream cheese frosting, and that is actually on your website. The recipe is just a basic cream cheese frosting, so it adds to the cheesiness. And I just pipe a thin layer of it, well, I say it's a thin layer for me, onto the cupcake using a disposable piping bag.
Okay.
And use the cheese as my sprinkles instead of regular sugar sprinkles.
Sure.
And then a piece of bacon.
Oh my gosh.
As my garnish. And of course the edible glitter. Got to glitterize the bacon and the cheese. I love it when men get glitter on them. So the man cake has glitter.
Oh my gosh, these are so fun, and here they are all plated up and absolutely gorgeous. What a fun thing to do for a soup party, like if you're doing a whole bunch of different soups, and this would be, instead of serving regular rolls, do these.
Yeah, you can always heat them up in the microwave. The frosting might melt a little, but it's kind of like a cinnamon roll where if the frosting melts, it's just delicious.
Wow,
so.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Amanda's going to stick around. We're sticking with this whole cheesy theme today. What are we making next time?
We are making chocolate cheesecake cupcakes.
Ooh.
So another loaded one.
A little more traditional than this one, but they both sound fantastic. And we'll put the recipes on our website. Stay with us. We'll be back.